Again, my name is Chris Thompson. I'm the District 8 Director out of Lincoln, Nebraska. I do want to give you, I forgot to give you my email address. If there's anybody out here that, you know, you've got a question or whatever and you feel like you need to ask somebody else other than your section officers, my email address is my first initial C and my last name, Thompson, no P, it's THOMSON, at pgahq.com. So feel free to email me if you have any questions. Lori Money emailed me last week with some things, and we got her the information that she needed from National. I do want to thank you, John. I didn't say thanks to John Tillett, your executive director. Thanks for the time to allow me to come up and speak to you today. I do think it's important that you hear some messages from a national level. Sometimes the spring and fall meetings, the directors get cut a little bit short. I know in Nebraska they've got a real tight timeline, so I've got about 3.5 minutes. So it's nice to be able to come up and give you the message, and then you can always follow up. I'm going to go through, because I went through, let's see, where are we at? Okay. I'll just breeze through this first slide here. Basically, this is just a year in review. They had a successful launch of Golf 2.0 at the PGA Merchandise Show last January with Jack Nicklaus and Ken Griffey Jr. You had Roger Chapman win the 73rd Senior PGA Championship at Benton Harbor, Michigan, and that was an interesting place to have a championship, and the PGA of America did an outstanding job there in a community that's had some challenges, so it was very good for the community. Matt Dobbins won the 45th PGA Professional National Championship at Bayonet and Black Horse, and I had the opportunity to go out and watch that championship, and I'll tell you, the PGA of America really puts on a good show. It is an outstanding tournament. Rory McIlroy won the 94th PGA Championship, and it was an honor for me to be able to stand on the 18th green and shake his hand when he was finished. So, and that's really a testament to you guys to having the directors. It's great to be able to represent you on that national level. Record-breaking crowds at the Ryder Cup. I had the opportunity to attend all week at the Ryder Cup. Merchandise sales were absolutely through the roof, surpassed expectations by, I don't know, $2.5 million, I think. They outsourced 13 embroidery shops around Chicago so that they could bring merchandise in overnight because they couldn't keep it on the shelves fast enough. You know, aside from the painful loss that we had, the Ryder Cup this year was really great for golf. So golf was really the winner this year. And as well, the TV rights or the TV viewership was extremely high, and for our association, that's a good thing. That just continues to allow us the opportunity to get good contracts with television. And then this fall, next month, we'll head to Baltimore for our annual meeting, where we'll have an election this year, and I'll just briefly go over some of the candidates here in a few minutes. I do want to talk about the resolutions, and I'm going to kind of breeze through these on layman's terms. I don't want to put anybody to sleep. There's 6 of them that are on the floor. The first one really is a housekeeping type of a resolution, they call it, that comes really from the board of directors, and it reconciles a bylaw that reduced the MSR requirement for those 65 years of age or 20. See, I can't work technology. Or with 25 years or more of membership. There you go. Why don't you punch it? So basically, they're going to rectify an MSR requirement for guys that are 65 with 25 years of experience. And what it did was for those who had a requirement of going for 12 meeting credits for their MSR, this allows them to put it into the new category of MSR of Golf 2.0, player development, education, and not have to worry about it just going into the meeting component. So it really is one that just kind of cleans up some verbiage of a past thing, falls in line with the new MSR requirement that we have now. It roughly affects about 325 members who are at least 65 years of age with 25 years of membership at the beginning of the cycle from June 16, 2011. So Resolution number 2 is the apprentice eligibility at PGA recognized indoor facilities. So this allows an individual to register as an apprentice and earn credits as a B6 under the direct supervision of a PGA Director of Instruction, who's an A14 at a recognized, and this is the key word, indoor facility, recognized indoor facility. Currently, those apprentices who have completed level 1 may earn credits under that PGA professional. If you have not gone through level 1 at this point, then you have to work at a green grass facility before you're able to earn those credits. It's estimated that over time about 200 to 250 level 1 apprentices could be employed at this time. So this is kind of a resolution that's going to be with a golf tech, where they're, I'll use Nebraska as an example. They have an individual there who has worked at a golf course for 10 years, but never entered the program. He works at Golf Tech now. He teaches about 1,700 lessons a year. He desires to become a PGA member, but he can't unless he leaves the facility, goes back to work at a green grass facility until he completes level 1 and then goes back to Golf Tech. So for him, that's not realistic. So that's kind of a real world perspective of how that resolution would work. So it will allow somebody like that to then enter the program, work under the direction of that A14, and garner those credits. Resolution number 3 is deals with college university golf coach apprentice registration availability. It allows an individual, what it's proposing is to allow an individual to register as an apprentice and earn credits as a B12, which is a college university coach, without the direct supervision of a PGA member. Currently, only those apprentices that have completed level 1 can get those credits. So it's really estimated that there would only be about 5 to 10 university coaches who may register in this program, so it's a very low number. Resolution number 4 is talks about instituting a meeting attendance requirement into the MSR policy. So basically, today's meeting is not required of you. You've got phenomenal attendance at your meeting, and what I've seen at the meetings that I go to, even without the meeting requirement in place, is that people want to come to these meetings anyway. If you make them relevant and have some good information, it's a collegial, fraternal type of an organization. We all want to get together. We all want to see each other. So people are still doing that attendance. So this directly talks to these meetings, and basically what it would mandate is that the board of directors incorporate a meeting attendance requirement into the MSR policy that would require you to attend a minimum of 2 national, sectional, or chapter meetings during your 3-year cycle. The required meeting attendance was part of the MSR requirement from June 16, 2008 through June 15, 2011. And then the board approved the new policy and implemented it as June 16, 2012, where it does not have that meeting component required anymore. It goes into kind of a bucket system for Golf 2.0 or player development, education, meetings. They all kind of roll into a bucket type of a system. So it gives members more choices to get your MSR requirements completed. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to contact us, because that's the one that's going to have some discussion on the floor. Number 5, resolution number 5 would allow retroactive awarding of work experience credits. Apprentices who were denied work experience credits while on suspension during their apprenticeship would have the opportunity to be retroactively awarded these credits. The credits would be awarded at the time of completion of all the required work in the professional golf management program, provided that the apprentice was eligibly employed at the time of suspension. Currently, suspended apprentices do not earn work experience credits. It allows them to retroactively be awarded those credits only if they were eligibly employed. And it removes approximately 10 to 20 Board of Control appeals annually, estimated. So it affects nearly 10% of all electees in the membership, so about 70 to 90 electees per year. And then resolution number 6 is institute a minimum grace period for apprentices who become eligibly employed through no fault of their own. So if I was let go and my apprentice was still there, it's how they have a grace period to continue on. So this resolution would give the apprentice a minimum of 6 months, but no more than 12, to regain eligible employment after they've lost their supervising professional. So the current grace period right now, it ranges from a maximum of 1 year to a minimum of 1 day. So kind of cleans that up. This would not apply to apprentices who would leave eligible employment or become unemployed. So it also affects roughly 20 apprentices a year are terminated for ineligible employment due to losing their supervising professional. So those are the 6 resolutions that'll hit the floor at the annual meeting. Some will be more contested or heated than others. Some are housekeeping type of things, but some will have some good conversation on the floor. So again, if you feel that you need to voice your concern, do that before the annual meeting. I just touch on the candidates for secretary. As you know, we'll be electing a new secretary, and President Alan Ranowski will move to honorary president. From the Georgia section, Ray Cutright is in there. Sue Fisco from the Northern California section, Randy Hunt from the Midwest section, Brent Krause from the Dixie section, Paul Levy from the Southern California section, Dave Mosini from the Michigan section, and Ralph Solito from the Connecticut section. So I'm not sure where Minnesota stands on that. Minnesota and Iowa tend to keep that kind of tight to the vest, and that's okay as they move into the election. I know we've had conversations on our conference call, and we'll talk about those candidates again here in a couple days. But it's an important election year with this many candidates running for office. It should prove to be a really interesting election. I've kind of given my Golf 2.0 spiel, so I don't want to put you to sleep anymore. I'll just say that there were a little over 3,000 facilities registered this year for Get Golf Ready programs, and that was up from almost 1,900 facilities the prior year. So more guys are taking it personal, more guys are offering programs, putting them out there, promoting them, and we're seeing that rounds of golf in areas are definitely increasing. So it is a great program to do. Again, I want to just stress, put something together. You don't have to do it to the magnitude that I did it, but offer something. It's not new. You're already doing it at your facilities. Just give it, maybe give it a name, and just give it a little effort this year, and let your owners and your GM know that you're doing it, so that you can reap that reward at the end of the year and tell them, gosh, I grew your business. So that is, let's see if I got any more here. No, that's about it. I'll put you to sleep if I give you too much more. I do appreciate the opportunity to stand up and give you some information about what's going on nationally. And I can't stress that District 8 really does communicate well. You've got a great set of officers here, and I've had the opportunity to know these guys for a long time. And they're not just guys that I work with and communicate with, they're my friends. And I've known them as I've gone through the chairs in Nebraska, and it is really an honor for me to come up here to talk to you and to be with my friends. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Chris. At this time, I'd like to invite his fellow Cornhusker from Nebraska, Bruce Lubach, our employment consultant for Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, and the Midwest sections. Bruce, please come forward and give us an update.